Alright guys, I'm gonna be cooking this no chop chicken and broccoli fasta pasta. Alright, so it's number 35. This is your Deanna right here. We're gonna be cooking this together. Number 35 is just looking here. You can see the HelloFresh packs are just piled up. My god, gotta be cooking a lot. Alright. So let's open this up. So there will be Asian vegetables, some rice noodles, and then coconut milk, the crispy shallot here. So I need to be able to do right now. The time is 9 something. I think it's like 9:20. So gotta be cooking something really fast for the kids. And yeah. So in this recipe we have the wait, I think I got the wrong packet. Here's the rice noodles. What the hell? This is like no chop chicken broccoli fasta pasta. Messed up right there. Okay. Change of plan. So I'm gonna put it back. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so I will be right back. Oh, yeah, it's just right there. I found it. I think it has to be this one. Cool. All right, let's do this again. Baby spinach, pasta, and I got all the spices right here. So we'll be cooking with chili flakes, stock concentrate right here, garlic paste, and the garlic and herb seasoning right here. So there's like a light cooking cream that will go inside here. And for the light cooking cream, I will be getting our first bag right here, the light cooking cream. HelloFresh stopped doing this before. They used to give like the small packet of the dairy creamer, and I think they're back to their old habits. Okay, that's fair. So the stock concentrate here. Oh, the stock concentrate is here, baby spinach, and we'll be using the Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese and cheddar cheese, they're not supposed to be inside here. I think they're supposed to be up in the freezer. And there's a lot of garlic here. And stuff, so I'm just gonna put that back in. Gonna be putting, I like to store the cheese in the freezer. That's the best thing to do. To ensure it stays fresh. The garlic a little bit away. Cool. So right now, so the first step, let me have a look. The first step is right here. So the first step will be to boil the pasta here. I'm just looking into the whole recipe. Okay, cool. So earlier, I think I did boil the cattle here. And I'm just gonna be putting the boil water inside here. And cool. I think that should be enough. Yo, what the? I've just noticed this cat is trying to do something here. Hey, Deanna, what did you find there? Okay. Never mind. She's in her own world right now. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting this up. So this So here in Australia, the school holiday starts from next week, and our eldest is going to be staying. And so today he had the sports carnival, which was pretty nice to see him in action and met some amazing guys in the process. So I've just cut the pasta and just given the pasta to boil right here. Okay. Here. So I've just already put the pasta right there, and I'm going to be starting there. So that's started. So here, if I'm not mistaken, they say to boil it for 12 minutes. So in order to do the 12 minutes, I'm going to be counting it right here. So there's this timer that I usually use. Alright, 12 minutes. So after 12 minutes, that should be over. And in the process, in the meantime, I'm going to be cooking the chicken and the broccoli right here. So for the broccoli, I think I may have missed this bit. Here are the broccoli florets. Okay, so let's get the broccoli florets right from there. And okay, I found the broccoli florets right here, and gonna be cooking it right there, cutting it. It's just the end of the day, you know. I'm just trying to wrap things up and call it a night later after the kids go to sleep. And catch up with my missus. And chicken breast. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna start the pan right there. Okay, that turned on. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of a wipe here. Okay, so this one's pretty much ready. Sometimes, you know, I just prefer to stay silent even though I have so much in my mind, you know. I wish there was some kind of receiver for my brain that just talks while I remain silent. Just imagine, right, a technology that is able to tell what's on your mind while you're working on something else. That's crazy. I mean, just imagine, right, day-to-day life, like, when it's in person, like, you don't even know what's in their mind. You're just talking, right? So usually people have like a side that you see and a side inside, isn't it? So I'm having some kind of allergic reaction with the cat. I am quite allergic to cats, and well, can't help that because I love the cats. So I'm just gonna take the chicken from here, place it there safely, and I don't like to just, you know, check out the whole packet inside because, I mean, I don't know, it's just me. I feel like, what's the point of giving the chicken juice kind of thing? Okay, the pan is really hot, so the oil is likely gonna splat out. I can already feel it on my hands. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna chuck it out right to the bin right now and wash my hands free of E. coli. And Yeah. So as I said, I went to my son's sports carnival, and they were playing lots of different kinds of sports. Um, I got to meet one of his best friends, Arian's best friend's dad. His name is, he's a great guy, right? So we were just standing there. I went with my father-in-law, and we had a great time, right? Such a big school, and the field, wow, was so good. And yeah, we were just standing there. Thankfully, the school organized free coffee. I wish a lot of things were free in that school, but we'll take that. And it was a huge line. So while we were standing in the line, there were some guys who were just joking around, and I ended up just, you know, randomly attending the joke where they're talking about something, and then, I just took out of courtesy. I just asked them, "Hey, what's your name?" "My name is Sammy." I just introduced myself, and I got to know. And they asked me, "Oh, so who's your kid here?" I said, "Arian," and they were like, "Oh, no way! It's like my son is son is best friend to Arian." And then no way. And then I found out um, that that guy who was just standing in front of me was the guy I was supposed to meet, because my son's friend's mom said that the dad will be attending. And strangely, I mean, this is like weird, right? Like, what a destiny. It was like destiny. It's a huge line filled with parents, and I was just standing behind him in the queue, and he was just there, and we just immediately connected. He works for one of the banks, and yeah, we just keep on chatting and got to know each other. It was really cool. And yeah, the sports continued, and yeah, I was just there taking photos and all that. And I think it really did make my son's day. Just gonna put this broccoli right here. It's looking pretty good so far. And I'm just gonna continue to stir it up. From there, we just got back. My father-in-law parked his car at my place, so we were early in the morning. We jet off. Um, and then, yeah, when I came back, he left. And just before we were leaving from school, just earlier, right? So what happened is we were supposed to leave our our son back in school, and we were supposed to pick him up later, right? And I saw like a lot of parents were just taking the kids away after the event, and my son was like, "Daddy, I want to go back. Daddy, I don't want to stay." I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! I mean, like, you ordered a lot of food for lunch today because it's his last day for this term." I was like, "No, Daddy, I just don't want to." And then what happened is they got back into class, and I told my father-in-law, like, "Dad, I think let's just sneak out from here quietly so Arian doesn't realize." And right at that moment, I felt so bad, like in my heart. I was like, "Gotta be kidding me!" Like, I just spent the day with him, and he was like requesting. There were so many other parents, and the guy who I met, he also was taking his son back, and I was like, "You know what? Let's take you back, son." I just went back in, took him, and then we went to the lunch shop, um, collected the food that he ordered the night before, and yeah, came back home, and then dropped my son, and then left for work. So I took like a 3 hours leave today, and then yeah, I was just driving back, and then had my lunch, sitting there, and caught up with football, just in time. So while I was there at the event, I was looking at watching the Portugal and Croatia match. Wow, what a match, yo! Like, I was looking at the first half, right, and then it's like nowhere, and then I saw like the goal they conceded Uh, and oh my God, the Croatia goal, like, God became the first goal. I'm talking about the first goal, and then the equalizer came later. Ronaldo scored the penalty, and then yeah, like it was almost gonna be 2-2, right? The last goal wasn't given. Like wow, like how lucky are they? My goodness, like it would have gone to penalty, and I think Portugal would have won, but you wouldn't know, right? I mean, like I understand there's penalties, like the penalty allows you to win, but I hate like any game that ends with a penalty. It doesn't make sense because I feel like any game that ends with a penalty, both should be the winners. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so weird. Like penalty is like just like a goalkeeper's game immediately after that, right? Goalkeeper is one who would either save the day or mess the whole thing up. So I think a game should never like finish with a penalty. What do you guys think? I think that should be the way. just give like both can be the winners, right? um, like Messi and Ronaldo can both be the winners at the same time. Think about it, right? Both goes, but I know the concept is like there can be always one winner in this whole world, right? That's always been the case, but I don't know. I think that's just for the fun of it. But I feel like everyone is the winner, right? Like if you think about the Senegal match, that was such a crazy match, such a sad game. Like should have just stopped there, right there. Like they should have just protested. Hey, we don't care. That referee was wearing shoulder pads. Like that guy's crazy. How can you trust that guy? You should never trust a referee in a soccer match wearing a football shoulder pad at the States, right? So it's like, God, are you kidding me? Anyways, this World Cup is full of drama, I have to say, and I guess everyone just loves the drama, right? So I'm just checking the pasta. It has like 2 minutes left, and we are like 17 minutes in the cooking process. And I'm just gonna be doing the rest of the things right now, where the garlic paste will be added with the garlic and seasoning. The light green cream is gonna go, as well as the stock concentrate. And from here, I'm gonna be taking like the reserved pasta water. Um, so when you cook pasta, like HelloFresh taught me this thing, but with the pasta, right? If you just take some water, like the pasta water. Apparently, they call this pasta water. Sorry, I think I need to put the phone here and take this from here somehow. So with two hands here. So, my goodness, I can't even take the water properly. Can I do that? Okay, I'm just gonna tilt it. My God, what's happening? I think this is 1 cup. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's the pasta water right there, and pasta is finished. So we're gonna be taking the pasta here. Yep, there's some pasta here. So which I'm gonna be taking it out somehow. So what's gonna be using this? Oh shit! I just had some pasta fall down the floor. Just gonna wash it. Put it back right here. And after you have gotten all the water out, just put it back in. And from here, you just like drizzle some the olive oil, and shake it a little bit. And I'm just gonna be putting that aside. Cool. All right. So another process here that involves. Okay, that's pretty much cooked as well. So I'm gonna be cutting this light cooking cream, and I actually cut everything. I just put it here. right there. And putting this little herb and seasoning. This usually smells really good. Oh wow, the lemon kick is pretty nice. And then I got the garlic paste right here. I'm gonna be turning off this oven alarm. Just putting it there. And I got the stock concentrate here. Cool. And if you remember that reserved pasta water that we had kept on the side, I'm just gonna put that in. And this is gonna be heated for a minute. I'm gonna spray a little bit of olive oil and gonna head this. So basically the concept is coming from the bechamel sauce or something. My wife knows this better than me, and just cooking, you know. Yeah, so at work, you know, I had my lunch and then just catch up with the World Cup and all that, and I suddenly remembered about the sample. So sometimes at work, you know, we have, you know, anything can go wrong at any given time, right? So we have like, you know, so many of the team working so hard, and sometimes you can't control certain things, which is out of our hands, right? So, and one of my colleagues, she was supposed to look after some samples, but she got sick and she's going through a lot as well. And what happened is, um, we had a reliever for her who just got to learn how to handle samples. So I was trying to call him, he seems busy, so I went direct. I realized that sometimes when you want to get something done, right, rather than waiting for an answer, just go. Like, you know, like just getting my ass up and walking towards the solution, because the customer is waiting for you, mentioning it urgently that this is an urgent trial and all that, and you're telling them over the phone that, look, you're going to do your best, you're going to do, then you gotta look through it, right? You're gonna see through the whole thing. If you say that you're gonna be like, you know, processing the whole thing urgently, make sure you follow that, right? So that's what I did, and it made a lot of change, because for the first time after 8 years at my work, like, I know that whenever I request sample, it just comes to me magically the next day, right? But the process to get a sample, right? So many protocols. Like we just like raised the sample request at our end for the ingredients, and we don't realize that the guys who work so hard to organize, they they take due diligence, right? The quality of work, oh my God, to make sure the whole thing is presentable, handling the whole product, whether it's food grade or pharmaceutical grade or anything, that's the procedure. And just packing it there, you know, I was there, you know, I was trying to help out wherever I can, and I saw the whole process. And the guy who helped me, the dude is such a nice guy, and he worked so well. He did such a good job that I didn't even know. I thought that he has been doing this at least for a month or a few weeks, because I know that he was going to be relieving soon. He's going to be the second in charge for sample, um, as a sample coordinator, right? And and he did it at the end of the day, at the end of like the process. You know, once we had the carrier, everything organized, he told me that this was actually his first experience, and he was glad that it was with my sample request. And I was shocked, like, I mean, well done, you know. And I must say that when you give your heart to something, and when you really want to give a solution to a problem, right? No matter how young you are, no matter how inexperienced you are, if you give due diligence to the work and the love, it will show, right? The result will always show. And yeah. Anyway, so I got it done. The customer was also happy, and I also recorded a voice message. Hey, I'm looking forward to the business eventually. Um, I try to be direct sometimes, but of course you can be direct if you have a good relationship with a customer that you've been dealing with for a long time. And I know her like for like 8 years, 7, 8 years, right? And so I was able to say that, and it does actually work out pretty well sometimes. Like when you're direct, without any kind of fluff and just getting to the point, right? Getting to the point. Sometimes I struggle to get to the point because in my head I continuously have a story, and I love to tell stories, and that's how usually my brain process. Like a storyteller kind of person, you know. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna put some cheese right now, and that should end the whole thing. So the kids love cheese. So for the cheese, I'm using this light and tasty shredded cheddar made with Australian milk, and it's pretty good. It has a 4-star health rating right here. You can see from Australia, and I love it. I love it. So I'm just gonna put that back in, and to end the whole thing, I'm gonna be putting some salt, the Himalayan pink salt, which you know I'm using. Yeah. So the sample thing that I was talking about, it took us an hour to get it done, right? Because he was new, and we wanted to get it right, right? There were so many things that we had to ensure is done properly, and I was just right there trying to help out in the process because a person is trying to help me, right? One of my teammates, our new sample coordinator, is trying to give his time to help me out, and so I was there. And yeah, after the whole thing was done, and picked up my baby from the childcare and got back right home. So whenever I come back home, immediately I tried to give some water to my baby, and before I give him milk or something, we take him to shower because the whole day, imagine, like in childcare, it's just crazy, right? So giving him a nice shower for 10 minutes, warm bath, and that does help a lot. Keep him clean and he feels fresh. And then give the eldest a bath as well. Yeah.